Warning, this is Jake's first walkthrough of Katawa Shoujo, and has no idea what to expect. But upon saying that, some content may be inappropriate for kiddies.
Previously on Katawa Shoujo.
Heart attack!
One-eyed chick, classic pink-haired girl with glasses. Right here, she's deaf. Right here, over bubbly laughingness. He's got a scarf, that is top, and it's Gryffindor colors, that is awesome. My life is not a game here, or is it?
And
Let's play Risk. Who is this lady? Oh, she's blind. That's what I was thinking. Ha! It's you! I finally found you! When she runs, they just run away! Where was I? Oh yes, vast feminine conspiracy. And she's got no legs!
and
Even without a voice, Shizune is direct and brash, and Misha seems to get along with everyone. On the other hand, Lily is soft-spoken and relaxed, while Hanako seems to be the shyest girl I've ever met. Polar opposites. Is she eating with her feet? That is top!
and our story continues.
Hey everybody out there in the YouTube's land. Jake of the OneManBand is back again playing more Katawa Shoujo. When we left off, I had probably the most awkward conversation ever, and now we are going to, I guess, give Rin a hand due to the fact that she doesn't really have any. And by really, I mean really. Anyway, let's go. Alrighty. This paint can doesn't fit into my bag, but I need it. She kicks lightly at the huge can of paint that's lying on the floor next to the table she was sitting and sleeping on. It lets out a dull clang. Dong. Being the gentleman I am, I naturally pick it up. Heavy. Yeah, paint normally is heavy. Yeah, sure. Where do you need to take it? Away. Right. Girls and their logic. And with that, she takes off to the hallway, me and the paint can following since there's little choice for either of us. The hallway is quiet and empty now that Shizune and Misha are gone, or with them gone. So we too leave towards the stairwell at the other end. Every 10 or 15 or 20 steps, you used or twice. You're not supposed to do that. I have to change the can from one hand to the another because the tin handle cuts into my palm. At least it keeps my arms from tiring too fast. Rin strolls on beside me with an uneven pace that I have trouble matching. Or maybe am I walking weird because of the extra weight? Probably because of the extra weight. I know why I do when I'm like carrying big old things. I'm like It seems one of us is constantly walking too slow or too fast, and I can't figure out which. It's probably the both of you. That's the problem. 2 flights of stairs below, trouble appears in the form of the head nurse and his fox-like grin. Ah, yes, it's you again. How nice to see you. Ah, Mr. Nikkei. What a happy coincidence. Tezuka, too, of course. What do you mean, of course? He nods courteously at Rin, who does not acknowledge him back, then turns to me, because obviously it's me who he has some business with. Okay. I'm sorry. I was checking a cut that I gave myself this morning when I was shaving. It's gross. Had to get some water. There's something I forgot to mention on Monday. I nod and wait impatiently because impassively. I'm getting ahead of myself, jeez. Because I can't even begin to guess what he forgot. The feeling of the handle delving deeper into my skin doesn't make me feel enthusiastic about this interruption either. Then just put the paint can down. It's about your medications. Since you haven't been that long on your current medications, there might be some unexpected side effects. Great, like nausea, depression, unable to breathe correctly, death, inverted penis. I don't know. which might require adjusting dosages or even changing to some other medication. So, we will do a few tests regularly, but what I'd want is for you to keep an eye on everything in your condition that feels off, if you get what I mean. Nausea, headache, anything. And come see me if anything happens. Alright. He's winking at me. So, how are you? Everything fine? I give up and drop the can to the floor before answering him. Apparently this takes longer than my biceps can handle. I am about to say something generic as an answer, but then I realize how often I've done that lately. Other people have asked me that too. Teachers and students here, my parents, visitors, nurses, doctors at the hospital. Everyone seems to be concerned about that. It's natural for a hospital, not so much for a school. Except this school. This is a small school, and both the student base and the faculty seem to be very tightly knit. At least, that's the feeling I'm getting. And this is not the kind of school that gets transfer students so often. The thought sends shivers up my spine, but I give a generic answer anyway. So we go through that entire dialogue section just to have him be all like, oh, whatever, ... That's great. Also, one other thing. My sources tell me that you've been at neither the school track nor even the pool. So I'd like to know if you have taken up exercising as I asked. Of course I haven't, but he's not the inquirer. But his way of inquiring gives me the feeling that I shouldn't have been running my ass off on the track since the very first day. You have people spying on me? Not as such. I just happen to know a few people, but that's not the issue here, so don't try to slip out of it. Well, I was actually just doing some improvised weightlifting as an exercise, meaning this paint can. I pick up and lift the can up and down a few times, like some sad imitation of a bodybuilder, even though it's weighing down on my arms painfully. The stupid grin disappears from his face for a second, then comes back like it was never gone. Suzuka, would you give us a second? The nurse grabs me by the shoulder without waiting for Rin's permission, which he didn't need in the first place, and drags me aside. When I told you to exercise, I wasn't joking. I understand that you are still in your first week and all, but please don't ignore the importance of this. The reason I'm coming down this hard on you is that habits are not easy to form. The more you slip and postpone, the harder it'll be. It's the same with everything, like dieting. Can you promise me to be more serious from now on? Maybe or yes? I think yes. Yes, I promise. Definitely. He studies me for a moment and then shrugs, smiling again. Okay, that's more like it. If you go to the school track tomorrow morning, you'll meet my spy, who probably has no qualms offering consultation to you if you want to jog a bit. Consultation? See you around. When he's gone. He leaves with a wave of his hand and no answer. I walk to Rin, who has been waiting, idly leaning against the hallway wall and staring at the pale light fixtures in the ceiling. Even as I approach, she doesn't move her eyes off them. Are you getting medications for your heart thingy? Were you listening? It comes out more accusatory than I intended, accidentally lashing out on her. But even so, I don't really want to start thinking about it. I just met her. I don't know her. It's not her business. Double-clicked again. I thought I double-clicked again. The nurse seems to be happily ignorant about confidentiality too, talking about that kind of thing in public. But it's not Rin's fault, is it? No, it's never her fault, no. I look up at her, suddenly feeling a bit guilty, but Rin is just staring past my shoulder, quizzically, her head tilted like a bird's. Sigh. I don't know why this is so hard for me. It feels like there is some inexplicable lock that prevents me from being able to from being more upfront about this. Yeah, they're for my heart. Will they make you better? No, not really. It's just a conditioning thing. They just make me a little less worse. Rin keeps looking at me for a while longer, and neither says anything further nor displays any kind of emotion I could discern. I'm thinking that she doesn't. I think I'm still not quite used to this. At the hospital it was easy, but I still haven't sorted my feeling about having to live a normal life with this disability. Lots of people have disabilities. We leave the main building and Rin leads us onwards towards the dorm. We stop at a small patch of greenery in front of the dorm building. The dorm is built on slightly elevated ground with a wall and a few trees that everyone has to circle around every time they come or go. It's probably the only invocation designed in this school. Inconvenient design. I'm sorry, I'm just butchering these words. The entire wall, made up of the same kind of bricks as the building itself, has been covered in some sort of painting. Oh, is that a meme face? Are these meme faces? What is down there? Most of it is still mere sketches, quick lines drawn with black and white against the gray plastering that covers almost the entire length of the wall, but some places it looks a bit more finished. The human faces and legs and hands, I can't quite say what the painting as a whole might portray. That's where all their disabilities live, on the wall. See, I already know stuff. What seem to be paint cans are arranged in piles on the ground beside the wall. See? The left side is hardly off the ground yet. She's painting it. That makes sense, I guess. It's because I couldn't get in the mood yesterday, so I gave up and went to meditate instead. Then, it was suddenly morning. I haven't worked on it. I have to work on it, but the guys from art class are helping with the negative spaces, the base surfaces, which is a problem. It's easier to paint big areas if there's a lot of people with hands. The reach is better, and it's faster too. Yeah, but you probably take your time when you paint. That way it's better. She goes on a tangent, waving a little with her arm or whatever it is. There actually is. It's called a nub. To demonstrate, even though I got the point already, the white cotton of her sleeve flaps around and it makes me think it could look sadder than it does. But it makes me feel out of place, almost like every tangible reminder of the student's base's special properties has in the past few days. The girl doesn't even notice my dreary feelings, of course, for the fact that she lost me a while ago already, and just keeps on blathering. So that's why I'm trying to figure out if there is something I need to figure out, or then figure that out before it's too late and all hope is lost. Why would hope be lost? Because paint has to be painted and then it has to dry, and then it has to be painted over with some other kind of paint. It takes time. She finally stops, apparently thinking she made some kind of statement that makes sense. I think it's best to start from the top. So, this is your project. You did this? Yes. Yes. All of it? Yes. Nice, but... I stumble with my words, suddenly feeling like I've walked straight into a minefield of potential incorrectness. It's okay. You can say it. I probably won't get mad. What do you mean, probably won't? Girl logic, once again. I blush really hard. I didn't really know what would be the right thing to say, if any. It feels that I'm way more sensitive than Rin is, though. This is really awkward. Yeah. I'm not even there, and I'm awkward. I'm feeling awkward. Don't you want to ask? How do you paint without hands? It's easy. She uses her feet. See? I'm an easy person to talk to, right? With my feet. She was eating with her feet? Man, this guy's stupid. I almost guessed that, alright, but isn't it hard to do? Yeah, probably. You're good at guessing. Anyway, I don't think it is, but maybe I'm used to it by now. I can't get my mind around the fact that she could be an artist, but seeing how adept she was using her feet to eat, I figure painting might not be a problem either. Neither of us have anything more to add to the subject. The afternoon light works pretty well. I was afraid it would look too flat, but it's not like that after all. I think it's actually pretty interesting. I wanted to see what it looks like in dim light. Do you think it's flat? Yeah, well, paintings tend to be flat. He has no artistic vision. Not like that flat, you know, flat. Like some people are, no substance, no meat. Where there shouldn't be some. I know a few girls who... Is she making a, joke about stuff? Moving on. Okay, I get it, but I couldn't really tell. I'm not too good with art. I can't name many artists or artistic theme terms, so I don't really have anything to say. Rin shrugs her shoulders at that saying, "Suit yourself," without saying it, and looks up at the sky as if trying to look for something up there. I didn't think I'd get any actual work done, but if you give me a hand with the paints, I could do a little before it's too dark. I wanted to get a halogen lamp like the ones they have at the sport tracks, but there aren't any. Rin sure is quick to recruit my help, as well as with Shizune. It really makes me feel that the festival is such a big project that every pair of hands is needed, but Rin doesn't have any hands. Why not? I'm not really sure if I can be any help, though. It's just mixing some paints. You can do that, probably. Do you have motor control problems like, you know, those people who have some? No. Cerebral palsy, maybe. Not that I know of. I get it. Heart thingy has nothing to do with that. She gives me a shy look for no reason. No, it doesn't. Let's do it then. So she sits on an empty wooden box and very naturally picks up a wide brush between her toes of her bare right foot. I open a few of the cans and pour some of the contents into shallow bowls for mixing. The thick paints flow lazily from the can to the bowl, like syrup. I mix them, creating funny, hypnotic-looking swirl patterns and melt away into each other to form a new monotone hue. Rin sets to work, every now and then asking me for a hand with something or the other. ... Finding different brushes is easy enough, but mixing the paints to be the exact tone, this girl is apparently seeing in her head is a frustrating ordeal. Well, sometimes it's hard to, like, describe a color, especially to a blind person. Never mind. Don't listen to me. I'm stupid. She wants precision done to the last millimeter before she is satisfied, but her instructions are obscure at best. Add half a splash of green. I crouch down and pick up the can of bright green. The other green, this green. I carefully pour some of the other green paint into the mixing bowl. Us males, our color palette is like the 12 or maybe the 24 crayon pack. When you say green, we normally think of green, not sea foam blue or whatever. No, that's almost a whole splash. More white. This green is green a good color to add? No idea. You're the artist here. A hint of smile appears in the corners of her mouth. Do you lack an opinion? No. It's just that I have no idea. It's okay. It's okay because I just got an idea. Add more white. With this exclamation, I pour a minuscule amount of white into the bowl and mix it. It looks slightly whiter. That's no good. It has to be like the color you use, like the color when you wake up and you know that you saw the meaning of life in your dream but can't remember it. What does that even mean? Maybe it's yellow. ... Aw, man, I'm working with a crazy artist with no arms. Despite the impossibility of mixing a color like the change of seasons or any other nonsense that's being imposed on me, I find myself enjoying it more than I thought I would. Seeing the painting being born on the plastered wall feels like magic. I spend the moments I have between mixing paints crouching down on the pavement and just looking at her work. It feels slightly intrusive at first, like breaking some imaginary intimacy, but Rin doesn't seem to mind the least. Maybe it's just in my head. It probably is. It's all in your head. Everything is in your head. Her entire presence emits... presence... I need some water. Emits a completely different air as she patiently works the details, adding layers of paint on top of other layers of paint, steadily moving her foot across the wall to add new shapes. When I manage to produce a passable mixture of paint, the rare smile on her face is oddly rewarding. Apart from the few words when discussing paint mixes, neither of us says a word for the longest time. And even those short discussions soon evolve into a shorthand, both for us developing and using word impromptu code words for various paints and hues. As if there was some need to converse words and breathe and sound. That was kind of weird way of saying it. We stay there. Those bird noises, they're from Harvest Moon. That's cool! We stay there late into the evening until it becomes too dark to paint properly. Do 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 do. Heart with a band-aid on it. So did I just pass out there, or? Oh no. Shut up! Alarm clocks! The sound of an alarm pulls me out of a fitful slumber and into the unpleasant state of wakefulness. I linger under the blankets for a few minutes, gathering energy to rise up with making excuses as for why I haven't already. Honestly, I wouldn't mind staying here for all day. School's surprisingly exhausting after a long pause, and the culture shock still has not faded, I think. Still, despite getting an impression that skipping class is easy here, I don't think they are going to let me get away that easily. The nurse is bound to keep breathing down my neck with the talk of exercising as well. So eventually I do rise up, swallowing the morning medications and put on my old soccer clothing. Thanks to my condition, I was exempt from taking part in gym classes at Yamaku. So I didn't get issued with a gym outfit. I'd order some to cover such a contingency, but wearing my old soccer clothes is kind of nostalgic. You need to keep that little bit of your old life alive, man. I can't use them for that anymore, but maybe they can get a new life this way. A bit like me. After all, if I'm going to start taking care of myself, I can't afford to slack around. I'll start from the basics. Basics which include keeping the rest of my body in shape along with what little I can do to strengthen my heart. Maybe then I could go back to something approaching a normal life, or at least something when I'm less likely to fall over dead at any minute. Okay, gotta get some running in. Apparently somebody's trimming the hedges, or cutting my hair. Doesn't matter. I'm surprised to discover that I'm not the only person at the track. Well, the nurse did say that he was going to have his whoever there to see you. Not just that, but it's a face I've seen before. The prosthetic-legged girl who bowled me over in the hallway yesterday is running on the track lithely with her half-mechanical gazelle. Ah, so Emmy. We get to have some time with Emmy now. Cool. What was her name again? Her name is Emmy. I just said it. It was a short one, but I can't remember. She seems to be running laps at a somewhat easy lope, her prosthetic legs clanking rhythmic. Oh! That's her legs! Not edge chippers. Legs clanking rhythmically on the hard track surface. I wonder what reason she has for running this early in the morning. Maybe because she wants to? Maybe it's something akin to mine, and the nurse is oppressing the poor girl to jog just like he is opposing me. I certainly wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my health, and his prompting me to do so. The easy... and even with things being like they are, it's only because I wanted to get it out of the way early. The fact that I would be less likely to encounter someone who would witness my pitiful attempts to get in shape was merely a happy accident. Well, it's kind of good if someone's there. I mean, what if he keels over? I mean, at least somebody could be there to, get help. Or else he could be there for hours, just, dying. It's like swimming by yourself. Not a good idea. I'd leave, but it seems that my former assailant notices me on her last lap. She waves at me cheerfully and jogs over. Good morning. Your name's Hishio, right? The girl grins, seemingly pleased that she remembered my name. You may not remember me, Emmy, I knocked you over in the hallway yesterday. How could I forget such a blunt introduction? Congratulations. You're so funny. No, really, that was good. Emmy has the decency to look vaguely apologetic for a moment before giggling. Dem eyes! They're so green! It's crazy! Yeah, sorry about that again. Huh, well, so long as you don't make a habit of it, I suppose I'll be fine. Great! I'm not sure she realized I was joking. So the spy consultant the nurse was talking about, is that actually you? That's right. Oh. She's a spy. I was expecting someone from the nursing staff, to be honest. What? Are you saying I don't look like I could be a spy? No, you could definitely be a spy. Anyone can be a spy. That's why you have to be paranoid. No, this is more like a relief. I was afraid he would be someone to watch my every move. Unless you are here to do exactly that. No, I'm here for my own reasons. The nurse just asked me if I had seen a messy-haired transfer student who looks like he's kinda lost around the track. So why are you down here? Emmy strikes a dramatic pose. Training? For what? Track? Duh. Ah, I see. You're on the track team then? Emmy nods enthusiastically. Yep, I'm one of the best runners too. And moodiest about it too. Hey, you should join up. Yeah, you see, about that. I got this heart thing that, like, I'll die. It's good exercise, you know? I think that much activity is probably out of the question for me. Nah, I'm not even sure I really like running all that much. Plus, I'm just not into organized sports, you know? It's true, I never actually really got into much. I never even really got that much into soccer. Ah, learn to read, Jake. Learn to read. I mean, I'd run around with my friends and all, but that was really the only reason I ever played. It wasn't for the glory to be found on the field, that's for sure. Emmy seems to understand my meaning. I see. Not that it's the whole organization thing, but now that you're here, I guess we could go running together, huh? What? Sure, I guess. What do you mean you guess? Just do it! It's fine. Make friends. Be happy. Are you going to warm up? Real men don't warm... No. Real men warm up. Don't be a stupid. Oh no. You always should warm up. Bad Hisho. Smack him in the head. Or just get really close to him. You know, whatever works. She scolds me enthusiastically, but then smiles and leans closer. I hate warming up too. She laughs suddenly. Heck, I don't even have to stretch my legs. Ha ha! You're funny. As if to confirm her statement, she bounces up and down a couple of times, giving a passing interpretation of standing on a pair of springs. Her leg blades seem to be quite elastic. Well, that's what they're meant for. Let's go! Okay. I think we're gonna have to end the episode here. Like and favorite if you've enjoyed. Subscribe, of course, share with your friends, and I will see you guys next time. I'm not doing YouTuber. Yeah.